This video, I highly recommend you don't have your kids watch so that you don't traumatize them. The great and powerful Trixie Lulamoon. A former antagonist, a reformed chill homie, a girl with narcissism issues, a not-so-talented but possibly actually powerful girl, a sage magician from the ye olden days of seasoned Faust, the master of dumb silly noises herself, Starlight's submissive bottom next to Sunburst, face of the best worst pony website known to humankind, and also the most abused character in this cartoon. But more important than any of that, however, she is on the list of some of my top 6 most favorite characters in this cartoon show for little Timmy Turners. And I'm telling y'all, as potentially fraudulent as she might be, she is as great and powerful and goated as she lets on. Now you motherfuckers better sit your asses down, grab your Trixie hats and Trixie plushies, because today we're going to go over how cool and hilarious and abused she is for as long as my human brain can take this much editing in one pony video. Don't call 911, I am perfectly stable and healthy. And with that out of the way, let's start how we did the last episode of the Brand Rat Saga. Her design. Alright people, put up the pants. How many of you have looked at one singular Trixie screenshot and thought, damn, this little blueberry pretty as fuck? If you raised your hand, beautiful, because you are absolutely right. If you didn't raise your hand, then know that I am watching you through your walls and I am sending Trixie herself to come out of your nearest air vent with the sharpest object. I have the suspicious feeling that Lord Faust must have managed to find the genie from Aladdin and used a wish to give her the power to make the most pretty and adorable character designs of humankind, and the wish was so powerful that it used up all 3. And after making 5 of the main cast, she exerted the highest of the power that remained to make 2 character designs. First one being world's glossiest marshmallow, second one being the great and powerful dumbass, with her purple eyes, sleek and wavy Alice blue hair and tail, and a baby blue coat, along with the cape and hat that's filled to the brim with stars, enough to show off how magical she portrays herself to be. And then her eyes. Okay. Something gets real interesting with her eyes. No matter where they're from, them eyes are pretty as hell. But for some reason, her Season 1 design has her eyes be one reflection like most stallions and very few mares, along with outward eyelashes unlike any mare model. Then her Season 6 finale and onward design has her eye shines and eyelashes look like the typical mare model. This, and the fact that Lauren originally planned Trixie to be a male, has led to the headcanon of Trixie being transgender. An opinion from yours truly? I'm no believer of that headcanon, as that's just not enough for me. The show's art style and character models have changed a good amount over the years. But I do see how people can come up with that, and I think it's definitely a fun headcanon. And hell, I'm sure that might mean Trixie could be into CBT, who knows? Where was I? Oh shit, right, yeah. It's because of these design choices for Trixie that feels like every single shot of her has to have her be the prettiest girl in the room, unless Starlight Glimmer is on screen, and is enough to make me feel like I'm going to fucking lose my blood supply. Why is she hot? What the fuck kind of utensils were y'all cooking with? It's like God spilled a whole container of holy water and chemical X while making her. She is also one of the ponies who looks irrationally smug as hell when they do go smug. Whenever she is smug, she looks like she's asking you to try to punch her in the face. But because she is a pony with a face squishier than a yoga ball, doing that will only make your fist bounce right off where you'll hit yourself. Her smug faces are the epitome of the most nah, I'd win expressions ever. Like, quit that smiling, you stupid teacup cocaine addicted ass nigga. This is complemented by the wonderful voice of Kathleen Barr, well known for her roles of parasitic mother, resident dork hater, mother of block ninja, physics obliterating sweet fruit, and fucking mother pingas herself. And what Kathleen does as Trixie is enough to make the pwn sound as extravagant and cocky as possible, and also the silliest motherfucker on the planet. But we also need to talk about her goofy, funny faces. Now I don't think she's as crazy as face making as the queens of funny shitpost faces themselves, Dashy Skittles and Glimmy Glamorous, iconic for seeing all or hating uncultured people. However, I would like to mention that whenever she goes face mode, she either looks like she just blown up the nearest nursing home and enjoyed it, or looks like that she's going to break your pelvis with a sledgehammer. Like, this whole character, when it comes to looks, feels like she just came out of an ultra rare mystery chest that you'd find from the black market, and you just pray to the box gods, give me the prettiest fictional character that could look like the smuggiest star, yet also the stupidest fucking moron ever conceived, and then Trixie Lulamoon just jumps out of it and kills you. Alright, that's enough about her looks. Let's get into one of the next best things about her personality. Trixie is one of those characters where if you were to compliment her a total of 1 time, she'll probably spend the next 2 minutes self-dick riding so bad at high frequency that she twists her own dick that she is riding, enough to look as if one had witnessed a failed bottom surgery. Trixie's personality has her come off as one of sheer, pure, maximum overloading levels of cocky narcissism. Her narcissism is so crazy that it make anybody with a god complex either tremble in fear or smile at the sight of a finally worthy opponent. When the moment calls for it, she will not pass up the opportunity to talk about how much of a majestic and godly magic mare she she is. The very first episode she appears in is straight up titled Boastbusters, and she doesn't cease a moment to talk about how amazing she is as she performs the trick, Alakadazam, go gadget smite this nigga now. And then the audience would applaud, continuing the bootlicking session. How much she likes to call herself the great and powerful Trixie, I believe she was definitely the kid who'd play Undertale after coming home from school, while her favorite character was definitely the great Superfont. Trixie's that kind of girl who would start flaunting if she caught you looking at her once and would go,
"Yeah, I'm hot, and you're not. Sucks to be you."
For kid me, this boastful behavior from Trixie was annoying as the scratches of a chalkboard. But me now, as a foolish 20-year-old young man, finds this incredibly entertaining and silly. And I want to go back in time to slap that little nigga in the face. Speaking of sillies, Trixie is the epitome of silliness incarnate that's enough to make anybody feel like they just experienced a cocaine overdose and a heroin withdrawal at the exact same frame. It's like, damn, dog, are teacups that exciting to you? And another thing about the narcissistic and yapping Trixie is the fact that she's also incredibly goddamn stupid. Trixie would be the one to start fires at a Home Depot after accidentally applying for a position there and would come out confused about what just happened. Starlight is out here giving pretty clear signals to Trixie that she gotta stop being a hobo ass if she wants to be the vice head mayor of the school, but instead she just goes like, "Oh, I see you really want me at this position all along, don't you, Glim Glams? We ain't attending a boring trip where you actually touch grass." And then summons a whole tree from the swamp and makes a mess of the place. And after that, she's still going, "Starlight, I don't understand why you're angry at me, bro." It's like, damn, you need a brain transplant? This mayor radiates foolishness, and I find that incredibly funny. But similar to Glimmer, she also shares a core trait that helps the two of them get along as well as they do, and is their regret towards their past deeds. While she doesn't express nearly the amount of sheer self-hate that Glimmer has, she does face a good amount of regret for her own actions, as she had to deal with a good chunk of the series facing constant ridicule for being a lying, debating troll about beating an Ursa Mage Miner, or coming to town to make Pinkie Pie hit the meanest gritty known to man. Like Glimmer, this amount of regret and self-dislike can be relatable to a fair amount of people. However, underneath all the narcissism, the regret, the headassery, and the CBT, the goofy and brainlet Trixie can be an absolute real one when the time is necessary. During the episode Uncommon Bond, after Starlight goes in E-Presso Depresso mode because Sunburst was too busy thinking of the Fortnite games he played with Twinkle Wrinkles, Trixie helps out Sunburst a bit to figure out how much in common they are, and she even helps create the grown version of their childhood game of Dragon Pin. And in the episode To Hell and Back Again, various times she tries to help quell Starlight's anxiety and self-loathing issues with both good and oddly questionable advice. Or in the finale, the ending of the fandom, where Trixie helps evacuate and keep the students safe from the 3 spawns of Hell's Wrath before giving her homie a hug and a good luck. Moments like these can make Trixie be a respectable figure to most, even despite the constant self-praise meat writing that they show off to many. This mofo, the great and gum-swallowing Trixie, feels like that dude who would either be hilarious as hell or downright stupid as hell to his own detriment, but when they a real nigga, they an absolute real nigga. And I find that shit as sweet as a pink starburst. Alright, now with the boastful and regretful Trixie's personality out of the way, let's get into the real meat of Trixie Lulamoon, her character progression. Alright, my good people, this character is where things get interesting when it comes to reformed villains. As I made myself clear before, Starlight was a character who became an antagonist as a result of ideals that came after losing a childhood real homie, and after a stranger came to just randomly ruin her day. Trixie, on the other hand, became an antagonist because she was no cap treated like dog water. This, my guys, gals, non-binary pals, and fluid comrades, leads to my belief that Trixie is what I'd call the most abused character in the show. This character has faced some trials and tribulations that no lie will make anybody become a hateful villain, all because some strangers just hated her doing her job. She's filled with rage rivaling the calmest Osu player or Starlight Twinkle Toes after stepping on a Lego. It's no wonder why they're best friends. They were both equally being filled with pure hater energy, akin to Reverse Flash or Kendrick Lamar all over this pony Scott the Wasp pulling up to say, "Nah, nigga, you gotta have a taste of this new thing known as friendship." It is about that time we talk about Trixie's progression, from boastful showmare to hater certified, back to boastful showmare with an amazing friend. Here we start the episode known as Ghostbusters. After Slapstick Dragon gives himself a fake moustache, him and Book Horse go out for a walk in Ponyville and talk about how Book Horse is the most powerful unicorn of Equestria, like the meat riders they are, before getting bombarded by Simpsons sales, for there is now a new unicorn in town. And coming out of a mobile home that turns into a full-on stage, we now begin the debut of the great and powerful Goofy Goober.
Come one, come all! Come and witness the spectacular magic of the great and powerful Trixie! Watch as Trixie performs magic that no soul in Celestia Sequestria has ever laid eyes upon.
And completely unprompted, 3 of the main toy sellers come out of the blue and starts talking shit.
Damn, darling, what unfathomable boasting.
Yeah, homie, hearing this mofo talk is already giving me a bad vibe. We gotta take this bitch down. Come on, y'all. Why y'all listening to her? We all know ain't nobody who's gonna slap. Oh shit, hi Rarity, could you please sit on me?
Beg your pardon?
I don't know, y'all. I don't think there's a problem with just having talents, right? Oh, there ain't no problem. Unless you start flashing these talents like you're the queen of the block. Okay, but like, she ain't forcing y'all to be here and listen to this.
Just because you're a talented soul doesn't mean you gotta brag about it, darling.
The hell do you mean? She's a showmare. Isn't it part of her literal job profession to brag? Good, bro. After all, that's meant to be my character trait. I mean, oh, brother, this nigga stinks!
Oh, would you looky here. Fellas, we seem to have some shit talkers in the audience. They think that just because they're the main characters, they can throw disrespect at the great and powerful Trixie, the most magical pony in all
You see what I mean, darling?
Why are you asking me that? Y'all threw fire at her first. Nuh-uh, bruh. We know the Twilight is the ghost. The three goons have officially started a beef with a dumb and moronic Trixie due to their distaste towards anybody with the narcissism disease. Unfortunately, these goons in their narc extermination journey never read up on the job description of a stage magician. Trixie was simply minding her own business, talking to the crowd about how she's the best of the block before showing the best trick you ever laid your eyes on. And then the three goons come out of the blue to say, "Nuh-uh." And then Trixie shit talks back and talks about how she snapped the neck of an Ursa Major. She is as truthful about this as an Indian tech scammer. And like the virus they give you, Simps and Sales start dick riding Trixie and it spreads to Slapstick Dragon, who immediately decides to bootlick Book Horse. She then bitch slaps him and tells him that she doesn't want to look like a show-off like Trixie simply for doing talent. And then Trixie goes,
Well, pussies, if you don't believe me, how about you come up and face me, the terrific and whimsical Trixie? Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
"Please, Twilight, I can't take this nigga no more, man. Shut the fuck up, like."
Oh, really? Well then, Miss Dorky Bangs, how about you come and face Trixie, if you're so good?
I have had literally zero input in this whole beef. Stand back, Twilight. It's time I become the main character in this show today. Can your pansy-wansy little magic do this? Beat that, Missy.
I'm back.
Then Trixie does a trick where she grabs the rope, hypnotizes iPhone, and gotcha, bitch. The fuck? Did I hop on the wrong channel or did I log on River Board instead of the Hub Network? Trixie wins the tussle and then Big Blue logs into school of Trixie Lulaberry Cheese. Brother, you can't just brag and be cool and talented like that.
You started it.
That's my character trait, fool.
Your best record.
They don't call me the Rainbow Dash for nothing.
When I'm done with you, they'll be calling you Rainbow Trash.
Trixie then makes Dashy hit the spinjitzu and then makes a real life thunderclap.
Enough! Every one of you. Forget your hint, but Rarity is above this foolishness. Dash and Applejack might behave like disgusting ruffians, but Rarity conducts herself with beauty and grace and serenity.
Bitch! I know your marshmallow-looking ass ain't talking about that plastic dollar store ass mane held together by that unchecked brain tumor.
Darlings, I'm going to twist her neck.
So then Jewel Material Girl starts yapping about how a unicorn needs grace and beauty, blah 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 blah, rarity, yappity, slappity. And then Trixie transforms her mane from dollar store to gas station. Jewel Bitch then runs away weeping and crying, and all that's left to face the pretty and blueberry Trixie's now Book. Nuh-uh. Why not, bro? Just show her how great you are at magic. Rarity don't want you, bro. Anyways, no, I ain't that good, bro. I ain't part of this beef. I'm just your run-of-the-mill average Joe. Oh shit, I got some important side character business to attend to. Okay, bye.
Was there ever any doubt?
This whole scene has effectively shown Trixie at her most boastful and prideful, yet has also effectively shown how the main toy sellers were willing to completely school her, and entirely out of the blue and unwarranted. First second of being around had her show off once, and the main cast going, "Christ, you are extremely fucking selfish, die." Eventually, during column hours, Trixie gets literally served an ass plate by Simps and Sales.
You disgusting simps! If you don't get your ass out of Trixie's face, they'll be adding child murder to her charges! Be gone!
And after the two bootlickers escape an invitation to see God, Slapstick makes a horrible mistake. He tells the bootlicking bum niggas that an Ursa D-sharp major coming to Ponyville will truly seal the deal, about whether or not Trixie is Himothy or fraudulent. And like simps do, they make foolish choices to prove their queen or king's worth. This will go perfectly well with no problem. The two bring the Ursa Major to Ponyville, endangering themselves, Slapstick and the common folk, and ultimately, the hobo and tactivating Trixie. She was just big chillin' in her home, rested, dreaming about greatness and powerfulness. And then all of a sudden, Trixie, but go! Please, 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 open the door!
I told you disgusting bootlickers to back off! What in the Lord's name could you possibly want at 4 in the morning?
We got Ursa Major on our asses now!
What? Well, you can't do this to me.
Then the beast destroys her home, her literal house! And Slapstick calls up his real one Book Horse, and she's just like, listen, I ain't part of this beef, my nigga. Go away! It ain't about the beef no more, bruh! We get jumped out here! Two dumb fucks brought the Ursa beast here! Wait, come again? The goat and the stands are now backed into a corner, about to get straight hands by the Ursa Dursa, and the stands tells bro that she gotta vanquish the big blue beast. Oh boy, looks like you gotta run them hands, Trixie. Yeah, after all, it costs us an arm and a leg to bring that Ursa here to town.
You did fucking what? You two endangered your town, yourselves, my mobile home, just so you two can see an ass beating?
But I thought you were the great and powerful Trixie. Shit, you can defeat an Ursa, right? Yeah, you wouldn't want to disappoint your fans, right, Trixie?
Of course not. I ain't asked for you to bring a whole damn Ursa. For the love of...
Alright, stand back. Let me work my magic.
So Trixie very pitifully attempts to vanquish the Ursa Major through a ceiling fan's best friend and the second lightning bolt that killed a Swift. But entirely under pressure after two goofy goobers surprised her in the middle of the night, as well as backseat gaming. Book Horse and Slapstick Dragon rushes out to see the trouble, and then they find the stands and the fraudulent and homeless Trixie backed into a corner once again for them to go, yeah, we bought a threatening, scary beast of the night that could snap all of our necks, but it was all for a good cause. After all, the great and powerful Trixie will vanquish the enemy.
I'm cooked, dog. I can't do it.
This nigga is trash. So it turns out that, surprise, surprise, Trixie cannot vanquish an Ursa Major, and that she ultimately just made up the story to look cooler to the audience, which I totally get why she did. She's a magician's showmare who got bills to pay and an audience to impress. Imagine if your favorite anime YouTuber made a quick comment about how they could beat Son, Kakarot, Goku in a fight, and that they're him. And then all of a sudden, a dude out of nowhere hears that and brings Goku to his front door. Of course they would lose the fight. For one, they'd expect nobody to get the IRL Dragon Balls to actually get Goku out the door. They're gonna be pressured. And for two, they just wanted to entertain you by looking cool or funny. And for three, it's Goku! The only one beating him is Twilight Sparkle. And now that Book Horse has had enough of this foolishness, she shows off what we call main character privilege, and then she manages to put the Ursa right to sleep, therefore seizing the day. The main Dick Slicers come out to congratulate Book Horse on using her Shadow Blade spell attack to defeat the Ursa Mage Minor. And then she asks them to not hate her for showing her talent, and the other motherfuckers say some goofy shit like, hey bro, magic skill issue ain't got nothing to do with it. Trixie's just a yapper.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
You heard it here, folks. Rainbow 10 seconds flat mysterious Duel dash is smack talking somebody for being cocky with their skill. Make it make sense, bruh. Trixie then starts smack talking Book Horse, says that bro will never be him, and then runs away, never to be seen again for 2 seasons. This whole episode has shown how Trixie, in the flick of a switch, went from well-respected stage magician who was just showing off and boasting to the audience her magical prowess, to a now homeless runaway after getting humbled to an Ursa A minor. Just cause 3 colorful cornballs decided to be haters, and cause 2 dumbass simp lords wanted to see an ultra-grade Ursa ass. Even if Trixie may have lied about the Ursa Major, it was no excuse to bring it to town and cause trouble. And at the end of the day, it all truly stemmed from Trixie going, I'm just that guy, with the main characters responding, cancel her, end her, burn her stage and feed her to the wither. And because of this, Trixie will now grow a bitter, vile hate boner towards both the funky town known as Ponyville and ultimately Twilight Sparkle, and will go batshit crazy lengths to exact her revenge. After the events of the Grand Galloping Disaster Pass, the comeback king, Phoenix Wright, falls into Equestria and solves a murder trial. After this murder trial, Phoenix gives Trixie the small loan of 70k bits he's earned for her to spend on her now casual Detroit neighborhood wagon. Trixie then goes, the guy I just lost to in a trial gave me an above average college tuition sum of money. I should use this money for productive and useful means that will help me live a successful and happier life. Bookhorse and Buttermare have a fun and totally not anxiety-inducing session of Frisbee, and Buttermare's animals are the Frisbee. Big Blue then gives Bookhorse a trip to the emergency room and goes, "Drive roll, please! Get to town! It's an emergency!" The poor and pitiful Trixie has came back to Ponytown, and she immediately starts rocking people's shit. She forces Jewel Marsh to wear a dollar store fit, hits Big Blue's wing with a transform tool, downright murders Sips and Sails, and starts fucking bawling with Slapstick Dragon as the ball. Bookhorse then seeing this wackiness unfold goes, "Bro, what's your damage? What did I do to you?"
What did I do? You're the reason why I could barely eat!
As it turns out, after the events of the Boast Blue Ball Busters, Trixie was ostracized, her wagon was vandalized, and right when her magician career wasn't making any more bank, she had to work on a rock farm just to make ends meet, which is messed up. God forbid you exaggerate shit just to look cool. Don't fuck with Ponyville. Then Cotton Cushion comes out of nowhere to start shit talking despite appearing for only a single second last episode. Then Trixie clicked on her mouth and threw it into fame and misfortune. Then Cushion dies of asphyxiation and Trixie gets executed. After constant trolling from Trixie the Pony Troll, Bookhorse finally caves in and has a magic duel with an overpowered and hate-filled Trixie. And after injuring an old man and a baby twice, Trixie has officially won the magic duel. And as street rules say, both booklets will be thrown out of the crib. Bookhorse goes, "Don't worry y'all, I always come back. Just be sure to keep an eye on the angry hobo. Her hate is getting too crazy." Bookhorse then ventures into the great unknown to figure out a way to defeat Trixie. Ponyville will now proceed to get straight hands, because the tyrannical and powerful Trixie Lulamoon does everything to make herself the new queen of the hood. She takes over the mayor's position, cycles Cotton Cushion through every Fortnite emote, puts iPhone through the tickle tag, and forces Jewel Marshmallow to go through a common Japanese animation work environment.
I've been animating every shot of this Demon Slayer episode 24/7 and not the slightest of sleep, and I still can't even afford to eat!
And Trixie even forces the two bootlicking musketeers to try to throw to the end of the Ponyville border, while whipping them. She's become nothing but a pure menace in this town. As it looks, Trixie has gone mad with power. Not only due to the hate that she likely has for this town, but also to the hate towards Bookmare and her gang. Said gang, on their desperation, searches endlessly through Scott the Waz's library of retro games and finds out something terrible. But all of this hate from Trixie has been amplified due to the Alicorn Amulet's ability to corrupt even the nicest of SpongeBob's out there. That, and it also cannot be taken off by anybody but the user. So, good luck Hasbro's Piggybank Calico. Pause. Quick side note, I am personally not a fan of the common take that Trixie has done nothing wrong because of her use of the Alicorn Amulet in this episode. Because snagging the Alicorn Amulet was still absolutely her idea and her choice, and she still actively went back to Ponyville for the sake of revenge. The Alicorn Amulet made things get further out of hand, but it was still her choice to come back and fuck around. Resume. They then create a plan to have Buttermare warn Bookhorse by having her sneak into the ever-free Northwest, and after getting past the large crowds of schizophrenic pony fans, the two finally meet. Buttermare and Bookhorse then make a plan to defeat Trixie, and they return to Ponyville and gets her to open the Rocket League dome by appealing to one of Trixie's biggest qualities, her fragile and ant-durable ego. And now we finally come to their magic duel, round 2.
Alright, Twilight Snarkle. You ready to square up?
Hella.
Bootlicking squad, go! What was that? What? Bootlicking squad, go!
We begin with an age spell with Trixie transforming the bootlickers into the target audience of this cartoon. Surely, Bookhorse will never be able to compete against them. MC3 and MC4, get your black asses over here.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
This whole thing okay. You can do an 8 spell, big deal. It's for babies, don't worry.
Don't you begin to forget who I am, little nigga. I am the main character.
What?
I ain't done yet. I thought I was the only one.
Bro, how the fuck? There ain't no way! You must be cheating!
Oh, you think that's wild? I'll show you something that'll make your life turn upside down. I can instantly turn a mare into a stallion. Oh, you think I'm playing? Alright, Applejack? Wait, I'm looking!
I spent all that hard-earned money on a bottom surgery and expensive-ass hormone potions, and you can just do that with a single spell?
Hey man, not my fault you weren't up to date on the meta. Hey! After Trixie was unable to stand any more of this body dysphoria bullshit, she finally takes hold of Bookhorse's amulet and thinks she finally has the opportunity to be as OP and broken as possible. Does she know? Mine now, pussy!
I don't need that weak-ass amulet now. I'm gonna knock you out!
Stop! That tickles!
What the fuck is, what is that?
Turns out that ultra-powerful amulet from God was no more than a wig roll doorstop. And that book horse deadass took a page out of Trixie's book and did some illusionist schemes to show off to Trixie how she is the ultimately weaker, omega powerful unicorn. Bro beat Trixie at her own game just by copying her whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar. Trixie then gets jumped by the rest of the Ponyville. Trixie then backs into her corner after having lost a book-like spark marks yet again. After attempting to murder Buttermare's animal friend and misses, Trixie becomes a little earnest and apologizes for treating every pony in town so horribly. Blunt learned that she was not built for the corrupting power that was the Alicorn damage buff and wholeheartedly admits that. And all Twilight has to say is, fine. Apology accepted. Why not? Trixie has officially won the approval for the reformed character placement. And the very first thing she does is brag and show off her newfound amazing YouTube apology skills. Twilight just smiles, then Trixie runs off. Hopefully to continue her showbiz that will totally, 100% and much happier now that she's hit the reformed character placement. And then Twilight shoots her. So, we've officially gone through Trixie's extravagant yet fraudulent first outing and her return to cause chaos and disharmony better than Fraudcore ever could. And her moment to become as what we like to call a reformed shill homie. However though, we're not done yet. As while Trixie is now on the reform side, the sheer shit she'll get will not cease just yet. And in order to cover her final bout of shit before her new shine of light, we'll need to go back to some familiar territory. And if y'all recall the last episode of a totally objective analysis, y'all know exactly where I'm going with this. Let's roll. A long time passes after the events of Magic Duel. Twi is now a marketable toy, the world had just faced two incredibly big threats, and now we have Best Pony Glimmy in a round table of cornballs. Not a main character though, don't get it twisted now. And in the midst of all this, even if Trixie went reformed, she still went back to the worst point of her career. Weave mastered for tomatoes, side eyes from civilians, pipe bombs sent to her mailbox, and so on and so forth. And because of all this, when she does come around, she goes around to have a relaxing spa hour to de-stress. Meanwhile, Glimmer Jibberty Jammers is having the reformed character guilt disease, and then she goes to have the exact same spa to calm her nerves. And the two of them are just like, man, you ever have just one of those days, bruh?
Every day's one of those days when you're me.
Damn. You also feel like folks are judging you for your hater arc?
I've become a master at dodging sniper shots because of it. Troubling times out here, bro.
Whoa. Senpai Twilight, I think I finally found the answer to your assignment.
Senpai who?
Nothing. Lemmy, in the heat of excitement, runs home to her big sister Book Horse, and then she's just like, Twi, I finally got a new homie! Huh, good. Took you long enough, little bro. I thought you were gonna start crying or something. She's great! Great. She's powerful! Wait, what? She's
Not John Cena, bitch!
What the fuck? The two yet again have a standoff. And as Glimster Glams is confused about the energy switch, Book Horse is still negative feeling about Trixie after the previous encounter has always been a negative one. Trixie doesn't have the moment, however, as she is still holding on to her own vitriol towards Lead Horse and still tries to push her buttons even after long being forgiven. Yes, even after all is said and done, it's hard to let go of the hate. Crazy work. Trixie decided to come back to Ponyville, which, after all that shit, I don't even know why you choose to step one Pinkie Pie toe in this place, for one big reason. A new stage show. After Book Horse almost forgets why she forgave Glimmy in the first place, the two head out to the streets, and Trixie's parting gift is a damn silverware origami of herself. What a fucking narcissist. And a talented narcissist nonetheless. As we move on to the pole dancing stage, wait, wrong script. As we move to the magic show stage, we see that Ponyville civilians look and still hold resentment against Trixie due to the events of Boastbusters and Magic Duel, which makes Trixie go depressed as horse mode. And she admits to Glimmy that she knows that Twilight is right. Regardless of the headassery of the main cast in Ponyville, she did decide to actively come back and cause harm, which, like Glimmy, got out of control really fast. Brother was not a good guy, but Glimmy's just like, nah brother, I get you, 100%. I ain't leaving you. You're legit the only person I've met that actually gets how I feel.
Thanks. Wanna
And after some more tomfoolery with Book Horse and more bonding with the Glimmer Glamours, the two decide to plan the washed and fraudulent Trixie's most dangerous stage magician trick ever conceived in mankind. The Manticore Mouth Deep Throating. I mean, the Manticore Mouth Dive, where the magician literally shoots himself into the mouth of a Manticore, gets chewed up, and come out of the box unharmed. Say what you will about Trixie, but you certainly can't say she a coward. That shit could not be me, for real. You know, you could be able to survive this if you just used real magic.
Thanks, asshole.
Hey, I ain't mean it like that. I mean, I can help you out, brother.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, this magic shit is my lifestyle, man. And Glimmy agrees to help Trixie out by TPing her out of the Manticore before she become a fertilizer. And Trixie becomes incredibly ecstatic until Glimmy realizes that she can't help her because she has a dinner with the princess to go to. And if she doesn't go, Senpai Book Horse Sparkle will send her to the belt whipping gulag. Meanwhile, after Book Horse gets disowned by Princess Froglistia, she now searches the city of Ponyville for Starlight Coke Juice. And we're about to start the most important, character-defining, financially beneficial show of Trixie's entire life at this point. And Trixie is super excited to just finally get some kind of win in her soul-crushing life.
This is going to be the greatest night of my life! Oh, sorry. Our lives.
Man, am I glad am I not in that boring-ass dinner right now. Starlight Glimmer! Get your black ass off this damn stage! Did you think you could just skip our dinner with the princess without telling me? Would you be mad if I said yes? Ah, shit! Damn right I'd be mad! See, this kind of shit is why I ain't want you to be friends with that hoe-ass nigga Trixie. She is a terrible influence on you.
Aha!
And y'all, who could have ever guessed? The real motherfucker Twilight doesn't trust Trixie. I know. Crazy. And just when you thought everything was going all happy-go-lucky and cool with Trixie, she said something so bad that it made her fumble the bag heavy.
Starlight had to choose between you or me, and she chose me. Your pupil chose me. So, ha! I win.
Bro, you win? That sounds like you just made friends with me to beat Twilight.
Exactly.
Emotional damage.
Nah, Trixie, I knew you were a goofy goober, but goddamn, you couldn't have picked a worse choice of words. And believe it or not, she makes it even worse, because the next thing she says is,
No, it's not like that. I got caught up in the moment. I like you. Beating Twilight was just a bonus. Oh, saying that didn't help, did it?
no shit, that didn't help. You just made the Glimster sad as hell. And for making Glimmy sad, Trixie, you deserve a trip to the Iron Maiden. But no, deadass. Imagine finally getting yourself a new friend. Someone who actually cares or likes you after being recognized as basically free target practice for tomato pitchers. And then you lose that very same friend because you picked the worst time to keep up that hate boner. And the same person you dislike starts talking shit and rubbing salt in the wound. Brother, I'd call up God right there and say, hey, pull up. I'ma meet up with you soon. Like, nah, this is just sad to watch. And now, on what was meant to be a breakout, happy comeback night for Trixie's entire life and career, just went right back to a basic solo show. One that could potentially be her last. The pathetic and friendless Trixie, this is a dead-ass line, comes on the stage to start the show, and is very clearly depressed as fuck. More depressed than she has ever been in her life up to this point. All of the extravagance, attitude, and whimsical joy of her shows has all been replaced with this low, no energy, and completely apathetic husk of a show. All Trixie wanted in the end of it all was somebody she can relate to, somebody she can count on, somebody who wouldn't treat her like an undeserving douchebag, an actual friend. And she lost all of that, not just due to some hating asshole, but to her own ego. And then this happens, and y'all, I'm not even making this up for a bit. She makes one last call to Starlight to forgive her for what she did, and then she goes to off herself. I don't even got any words. Well, actually, nah, I'm lying, I got 4. This mare is abused. But that's gotta change right now. Because right at the last moment, long after the Mantivore swallowed Trixie, Glimmy actually teleported her out and saved her life. But then she dies of alcoholism, so Glimmy, you folded like a fool. But all that lost enthusiasm had immediately shot back up to happiness again. And then she presents to the crowd her new and actually great and powerful assistant and newfound best friend, Glimmer Glammy Glims. And who could have ever guessed, of course comes up and pulls up with this. Trixie!
What could you possibly want now?
I'm sorry for antagonizing you for so long, man. I was a dick. I just couldn't get over what you did to me, my homies, and my whole town, who I'll admit were kinda being bitch niggas to you. And if there's one thing that my whiny student over there made me realize, is that hating can make you lose sight of everything and everyone around you. I was wrong about you.
For real?
For real. Plus, that trick was kinda sick, not gonna lie. You might be great and powerful after all, even though you're still annoying as shit.
Thank you, princess.
And then we seize the day. After everything that has happened, Trixie has finally gained both respect from Twilight Sparkbook and gained a new, long-lasting best friend. And thus putting an end to the constant misery that is to be Trixie Lulamoon. From an extravagant, boastful magician, to a fraudulent and angry megalomaniac, to a depressed sad sack that was about to disconnect from the server, to a now once again extravagant and boastful magician, but with a best friend by her side. And she has become much happier and financially stable of a person for her. Although she certainly isn't making Starlight Glimmer stay any stable. Now, I could talk about more things with Trixie, such as her and a secondary cast quest to defeat Bedbug, Weed-Haired Woman, and the Legion of Destroyed Nursing Homes, but I won't. 1, this script is already mega long as is, and I want to avoid more sessions with my therapist. 2, because they're not necessary to hammer in the point I've been making this whole video. I'm here to talk about her misery, not about her happiness. But other than that, fellas, that's my ramble session of the great and berrylicious Trixie. A fun and utterly silly character, a beautiful and very pretty design, and a crazy-ass progression of events that could put her in the round table of MLP characters that got mega hoed in life. Probably would put her right above the range of like Sunny or Misty or hell even Luna. If you disagree with any of the things I've said, you are free to yell at me in my comments and tell me to find better things to do with my life. Just be sure to pray to your God after though, because I very well might pull up. But if you do agree with any of the things I've said, subscribe or like the video or leave a tip, and be sure to gather as much Trixie merch that you can find. It is a fact that Trixie becomes more great and powerful the more you buy her merch, and maybe, just maybe, she might just become real. But enough of the yapping. Trixie Lulamoon is top tier. I want Trixie to beat my ass and call me grass. Start like Limmer's best pony. Donate to me so that I don't be the common broke black man. Thanks for watching. Go take a nice walk outside a little. Breathe that fresh air. Feel the sunshine and continue to make healthy choices in your life. A lot of shit be hard nowadays, so I think we could probably use more of this in our lives. See ya.